In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form and was void, and darkness covered the surface of the deep. And the Spirit of God, the breath of God, hovered above the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw that the light was good. And God separated the light from the darkness. And the light God called day, and the darkness God called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. And God said, "Let there be a dome in the midst of the waters to separate the water from the water." And it was so. And God made a dome, separating the waters above from the waters beneath. And God called that dome sky. And there was evening, and there was morning, the second day. And God said, "Let the waters beneath the sky be gathered together in one place, and let dry land appear." And it was so. And the gathered waters God called seas, and the dry land God called earth. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth vegetation, seed-bearing plants, and trees bearing fruit with seed in it according to their various kinds." And it was so. And the earth brought forth plants bearing seed according to their kinds, and trees bearing fruit with seed in it according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the third day. And God said, "Let there be lights in the dome of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them be as signs for seasons and days and years. And let the lights in the dome of the sky make light on the earth." And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to govern the day, and the lesser light to govern the night. And God made stars. And God put those lights in the dome of the sky to give light on the earth, to govern the day and the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the fourth day. And God said, "Let the waters swarm with living things of all kinds, and let birds fly above the earth across the dome of the sky." And it was so. And God made great sea animals and all living creatures that swarm and move about in the waters of every kind. And God made every bird, every winged bird of every kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them and said, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let the birds multiply on the earth." And it was so. And there was evening, and there was morning, the fifth day. And God said, Let the earth bring forth living creatures of every kind, cattle and creeping things and wild animals, of every kind. And it was so. And God made wild animals of every kind, and cattle of every kind, and everything that creeps along the ground of every kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make humankind in our own image, according to our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the air, and over the wild animals, and all the cattle, and everything that creeps along the ground." And it was so. So God made humankind in God's own image. In the image of God, He created them, male and female. He created them. And God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, over the wild animals, the cattle, every creeping thing that creeps along the ground." And it was so. Then God said to them, "See, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the earth, and every tree that bears fruit with seed in it, and these shall be for you food. And to the wild animals, and to the birds of the air, and to everything that creeps along the ground, everything that has the breath of life in it, I give every green plant for food." And it was so. And God looked on everything that God had made and saw that it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. Thus the heavens and the earth were completed in all their vast array. And on the seventh day, God finished the work that He had done. And God rested on the seventh day from all of the work of creating that God had done. And God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on that day God rested from all of the work of creating that God had done. And this is the account of the creation of heaven and earth. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.